Festival of the Lost has been out for a few days now, and I wanted to give a quick review of the event so far, plus also have a look into the current state of seasonal events in Destiny 2. Well, today I'm going to have a look at the good, the bad and the ugly when it comes to Festival of the Lost. Also have a look at the wider context of what Bungie could do to improve things for the future. Well, if you're new around here or find this useful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below for all the latest Destiny 2 content and turn on notifications by hitting that bell. Roughly 98% of viewers who watch This Week in Video Games aren't subscribed, so subscribe today and never miss an update. Well, this past Tuesday, Eva Levante arrived in the tower and we put on our scary masks and started farming candy, the spectral pages, plus the seasonal loot to celebrate Festival of the Lost in 2022. The event is around for 3 weeks, and included in the event is the seasonal activity Haunted Sectors, and we've got returning weapons including 2 auto rifles, a pulse rifle, and the new sniper, the Macabre. And we got new masks, 1 new Haunted Sector, plus we got the event card that has been added into the mix, a new-ish feature that was added into Destiny 2 earlier on this year. Well, first of all, I want to have a look into things that I'm enjoying about the event, and first of all, the sniper, the Macabre. This is a great addition to the loot pool. Snipers aren't in the best place in the sandbox right now, however, if you do like using snipers, this one compares very positively against other snipers in the game. Plus you can get it for free by completing the introduction quest in Festival of the Lost. If you like sniping in PvP, then even better because Eva Levante just gives us a very decent role with snapshot sights and opening shot. You know, fresh out of the gate, 2 very good perks for a Destiny 2 sniper. Well, next up, Haunted Sectors. So personally, I enjoy Haunted Sectors much more than the previous activity called the Haunted Forest. So Haunted Sectors are repurposed Lost Sectors, which include the addition of a new enemy type called the Headless Ones, which are essentially powerful enemies that spawn throughout the mode after you stood in a summoning circle for a short amount of time. Now, I find Haunted Sectors much more interesting and enjoyable than the Haunted Forest, which was a lot more traversing the environments compared to the action. Well, next up we got the ornaments. So first of all, I like the fact that Bungie has us voting for the armor ornaments earlier in the year. This gives us motivation and a sense of ownership over the decision of which ornaments are put into the game. I think the final product looked pretty good too. You know, the Titan armor probably looks the best. Also, I like the fact that we can buy these things with Bright Dust, the in-game currency. Yes, they are expensive, but you can play the game, gather the Bright Dust from the free track on the Season Pass, plus you can complete bounties from the vendors in the tower to build up a healthy amount of Bright Dust prior to the event. You can also purchase via silver, but for me this is a rare occurrence unless I really like the cosmetics, as was the case with the Fortnite skins this season. Finally, the event title or seal. You know, I am really enjoying this. It means completing a bunch of triumphs or objectives in the game, for which you earn a unique event title or seal. Well, if it's completed within the event, then you can purchase the real life seal or pin too, which I've started collecting. Well, this process isn't for everybody, but it definitely gets me more engaged in the event. Well, next up, let's have a look at the things I'm not enjoying. So first of all, quest bugs. This didn't happen to me, but loads of Destiny 2 players were posting that their introduction quest was bugged, meaning they couldn't complete the introduction or make any progress on the day it came out. This is a fast way to kill enthusiasm for the event among the community, but to Bungie's credit, they did get a fix out on the day of release, but the damage had already been done. In the future, I'd love to see attention paid to the introduction quest. This has to be faultless, as this could be the first impression that many players get when they first play Destiny. Now, for example, if they're a returning player or a new player, having a quest you can't progress through will be wildly frustrating, and I wouldn't really blame players for not coming back. Next up, we got the Eververse Door. So seasonal events do have a bad reputation among the Destiny community, in that they push the promotion for cosmetics via the Eververse Door, Destiny 2's in-game cosmetics shop. Now, these items don't give you an in-game advantage, they're all cosmetic, but Bungie pushes this hard. It's a shame that the best items are locked away in the Eververse Store and aren't available for everyone just by playing the game. I understand that Destiny 2 has a free-to-play component, and you can join in Festival of the Lost and other seasonal events for free, but it's just a shame. You know, this was compounded this year by the Bright Dust on certain events being reduced from 200 to 100, meaning you got much less Bright Dust at the same time as Bungie pushing their Eververse content. This was later identified as a bug and addressed in their weekly update as a known issue, but to be honest, it just leaves a sour taste in the mouth. I'd like to see more balance when it comes to Eververse. All items should be available for Bright Dust and increase the amount of Bright Dust earned throughout the game. Next up we got Origin Traits, so this was a new feature added to Destiny 2's loot pool in the Witch Queen expansion. That was earlier on in February. Origin Traits are specific perks for weapon sets, and we got a new Origin Trait for Festival of the Lost Weapons. However, some of the older weapons have been dropping without this Origin Trait, meaning you don't get the benefits of that new perk. Could be the difference between wanting to get this new weapon and not. It's also a good motivating factor to come back and play the seasonal event over and over again. Much like the first bug for the introduction quest, it'd be great to see some more testing on these features to prevent player frustration in the future. Well, next up we got the upgraded event card, so you can upgrade your event card from the free to the premium version. That is quote unquote premium version. This will instantly unlock a few cosmetic versions like the Bobbing for Apples emote, the Bold Chapelou Sparrow and the Angel's Gleam shader. So you can also trade in tickets earned from challenges to get more cosmetics. The upgraded event card costs 1,000 silver, which is about $10 or about £10. Personally, there's not enough here for me to upgrade, and it feels like another play to get you to spend more money. So we've already got the Eververse Door, which is being pushed in your face, and this introduced a new quote-unquote premium feature, which really is just a confusing user journey with lackluster rewards. I don't think we need it. I'd like to see it removed in the future, but I guess this is the state of gaming in 2022. Well, that is some of the pros and cons that I think about with Festival of the Lost 2022, but next up I want to have a look at the state of seasonal events in general. So, I think there's a lot to like about seasonal events in Destiny 2. We got Festival of the Lost for Halloween, the Dawning for Christmas, Guardian Games in spring, and then Solstice in the summer. The cosmetics are great. I particularly like the Guardian game set this year with the RGB shader. That is a keeper. Bungie always do a great job with the cosmetics for Festival of the Lost, and involving the community in picking out which set to create is a great idea, and I really, really appreciate that. The events, they're regular enough to be fun without getting tired of them. It's the Eververse promotion that is rubbing people the wrong way. Ideally, in a looter-shooter, we have the best looking gear earnable in the game, rather than being purchased through the Eververse Door. So while I understand the need for Bungie to promote the Eververse Door, during these events it feels like that is dialed up to 11. Regarding the seasonal event activities, personally I think Solstice is the best. As discussed today, Festival of the Lost has you doing much more outside the activity, gathering spectral pages in playlists and then converting them to haunted sectors. So the European Aerial Zone feels like a better activity to me. Plus you've got that side objective of levelling up your armour. Guardian Games has the laurel collecting and competing against other classes. That adds a nice twist. Then you've got the Dawning with the cookie baking and the ingredients gathering. The introduction of the event card for me is a massive con rather than a pro, although I don't really engage personally with that purchasable upgrade. I only run on the free track. For me, the extra cosmetics aren't really worth that cost, so in recent seasonal events the bugs have been rampant, and hopefully Bungie can invest some time into fixing those as we go into Lightfall and improve things overall. I have enjoyed the introduction of unique titles for these events, earning my Flamekeeper title for Solstice, and I'm well on my way to earning the Ghostwriter title for Festival of the Lost. The title gives me a set of objectives, and I'm much more inclined to come back time and time again when these objectives are laid out. Plus I get the IRS seal pin, which I really do enjoy collecting. Overall, it is a mixed bag for seasonal events for me in Destiny 2. There's a lot to like, but a massive emphasis on the Eververse Door is disappointing, and only getting more extreme as the years go by. Bungie is investing in these events with changes to Solstice and Festival of the Lost in recent years, so really, I do appreciate that. Well, that is it for now for Festival of the Lost and the state of seasonal events in Destiny 2. And as always, thank you so much for watching or listening. For more Destiny 2 content like this, hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games. Or you can check me out on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. But if you enjoyed this video, found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Well, thanks again, and I'll see you soon.